What's happening, team players? My name is Vish and welcome back to the channel where we are doing the match reaction to Manchester City versus Arsenal. 0-0 it ended. This was a big game. Was quite nervous leading up to it, not going to lie. And it didn't help that Liverpool won against Brighton earlier on in the day, which was very unlucky for Brighton because they played really well, if you ask me. But yes, into the game of Man City Arsenal. Not the most exciting game I've ever seen, not going to lie. But, you know, obviously just with the strength of Man City, even with, you know, John Stones out, Carl Walker out, Edison not in goal, you know, they're still Man City, aren't they? So it was always going to be a difficult game, especially with, you know, the likes of Haaland, De Bruyne, Rodri, you know, Ake, Akanji, you know, all the rest of them in. So yeah, it was still a difficult game. But we just, I don't know, we just couldn't seem to find our way through. I don't know, for some reason, it's like it looked like we were scared of them. And it's annoying because so far this season, we've not sort of given that look. Even at the Emirates when we played them, you know, we seemed well up for it. We seemed well up for it, even though, you know, City was still as powerful as they were and all the rest of it. I don't know, was it because we were at home then, you know, we were at City this time? I don't really know. You know, Ødegaard seemed to be the only one that was actually trying to make an effort at getting the ball. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. Saka couldn't really get into the game. Havertz couldn't really quite get into it. You know, he was trying to sort of pull his weight here, there and everywhere like he does sort of in normal games. But yeah, it just doesn't seem to be working, or wasn't working, shall I say. Jesus, he wasn't having a good game, let's be honest. He had the chance where it just went slightly wide of the post, which was unlucky. But there were other chances where if he'd have, you know, he's had this issue in games before where if he'd just done a pass or a shot, maybe a step or two beforehand, something might have actually come out of it. Whereas this game was clearly proving he was just taking one or two too many touches. So, you know, that proved it didn't really go well. Rice was having a decent game, but again, there wasn't really the players making the runs once we did eventually get the ball, because City were just taking possession for fun. But yeah, it just seemed like we weren't making any runs. There wasn't, when we got the ball, everyone's like, boom, let's go. Let's find the pass to the right, to the left. It just didn't seem like, you know, they were finding any of it. Ben White, shout out to Ben White. He was absolutely killing it. Him, to me, Saliba got player of the match. Saliba was playing very well, wasn't giving Haaland, you know, any chance whatsoever. Great play from him, as always. But Ben White, from the minute go, especially in the first half, he was the one that was making the runs on the right. He was the one that made it look like, oh my God, right, we're onto something here. Let's go. So fair play to Ben White. He was absolutely smashing it. Gabriel and Saliba, as I said, them two had a good game. Even Kivior, to be fair. Kivior did the odd, you know, defensive tackle here and there. So he was doing all right. And then obviously he came off. Tomiyasu came on. Jorginho went off. He had a quiet game, so he went off. Partey come on. Jesus went off. Trossard come on. He had a nice few touches. It was so unlucky because there was a chance where Trossard was on the break on the left. Martinelli was sprinting on the right. He came on for Saka. And if Trossard had just seen him, I don't think he did see him. If he'd have just got that pass from the left to the right, Martinelli would have been in. Most likely would have been 1-0. So, yeah, it was a frustrating game. it was a frustrating game. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I ain't going to moan. We got a point out of it. It's better than getting none. So, you know, I'm not complaining against still what was a very, very strong City side. So, I'm not complaining. Are you guys? You know, what do you think? Do you think, you know, we did well enough to get a point? Do you think, you know, maybe City, with all the chances that they had, they could have easily won? Do you think we could have got the 3 points? What do you think? You tell me. I want to hear what you guys think. Make sure to comment down below because I want to see what you guys think of it. But that was my opinion. That was the match reaction to Manchester City versus Arsenal, 0-0 in the Premier League. Liverpool are now on top of the table. We are second, City third. Villa fourth, overtaking Tottenham. Yes, definitely not going to complain about that. So it's still all up for grabs with a few games to go of the season. So it's getting close. It's getting close. And then we've got Luton on Wednesday. We've then got Brighton next weekend. There's still some difficult games to go. You know, don't think that we've got it easy from here. Still a few games to go. So it's going to be very, very interesting. What we need to do against Luton is get back to the way we were. Attack, attack, attack. Pace, you know, strength. Everything we didn't show today that we would normally do, we need to get that back. We need to get it back straight away. The boys need to just get straight back onto it. I think if they do that, we've got a chance of staying up there. So fingers crossed that happens. But thank you very much for watching. As always, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and make sure to comment down below as well. Like I said, I want to hear what you guys think of the game, what you think of the games we've got coming up. Yeah, let me hear about it. But until then, thank you very much. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.